Okay, my friend, welcome to the start of Module 2, and we're going to focus on, again, this plan now. I'm going to lay out a blueprint for you that's going to help you create a dramatic amount of income, a massive amount of income, and I'm going to help you find ways to get training for free and to be able to help your team get the same trainings and to be able to help everybody win in that equation, to be able to generate more income and provide more leadership for you and their team, and then have your team do the same thing to their teams. Now, unfortunately, I do have some bad news to share first. As a matter of fact, you probably know some of these statistics, but it's important you understand them because it reiterates what I'm going to talk about in this module. First of all, over 90% of marketers and people in general, business owners in general, will not make it in their business for more than 5 years. Okay, will not make it more than 5 years. That's an unfortunate statistic. You might be asking yourself why. Well, most of the time it has to do with a lack of training, a lack of sales skills, which is an art form and a skill and requires practice and learning, a lack of effort. People say, you know what, I really do want to have the financial freedom, but they often don't invest with the sacrifices and the time and the education and the effort it's going to take to succeed. Maybe they haven't worked to improve at communication. Remember, there's different kinds of communication. You have the verbal, the written, you have nonverbal communication even. So there's a lot of different things to think about and how you're going to get your message out. The investment that we touched on a little bit in terms of time and also in terms of money, as well as a lack of leadership that they're providing to their teams, especially in marketing. That is a constant issue. So how do we change that statistic? How do we make sure that you don't have those problems? And the first way to do it is through consistent effort. Okay? If you could take a small action and you can repeat it over and over and over again, both in a positive way or a negative way, and it can produce big results. But again, it starts with consistent effort. You have to invest in your time. Not only invest in yourself, not only your time, but also in your money. It does require a monetary investment. But you know what? You might be saying, well, I don't have the time or the money right now. That's okay. Again, it's that consistent effort and starting with small steps in order to build towards your big success. It requires an increase in training. And it requires you to become a good leader. Because as you know, people join you. You know that. We've talked about that a whole bunch of times, made it very clear. And you know what? There is some good news. And I'm going to show you the steps that you're going to be able to take to become a better leader, to be able to improve in these things, and to help you and the people in your team and other people, other business owners, avoid these struggles. Because after all, we don't want what I'm going to explain below to happen to you. Now, as you know, in business, there are many things that are out of our control. Maybe there's something that happens in the economy. For example, look what happened to the people in real estate. Okay, things can change, and we know that, and we understand it. Things can even stop. That if things could even stop in your business, that would stop you from creating income. Maybe your business gets shut down for some reason. Maybe there's a marketing company that something happens and they make some bad decisions and they lose the business. It does happen. But there will always be two things that will be constant, things you can take with you no matter what happens in your business, and those are knowledge and business skills. Okay, these are so critical. If you learn these things, you can take them with you no matter where you go. It doesn't matter what's going to happen. These will stay with you, and you'll be able to benefit from them and share them with other people. You will be able to lead. And one of the most important decisions that a person has to make is if they're going to make a mistake of only having one business or source of income. Again, in my opinion, and I'm going to explain why, but that is a very bad decision. So, because if you do that, some of the things that I'm going to describe here in a moment could happen very quickly. For example, you could find yourself out of your business, as we see here, needing a job. Okay, and as you know, if you've studied Robert Kiyosaki, a job stands for just over broke. And literally, people go broke safely with jobs. And you know what? There's a much better way, and you understand that because you started a business. You want that passive income, the money that comes month after month because of the work you're doing with your teams. Now that makes the most sense, and ultimately, you can avoid the frustrations that this person is feeling, obviously, because they made the poor decision and they struggled with business. They didn't invest in themselves to learn the knowledge and the skills. So that's what I'm trying to help you avoid. I want you to be successful, and I want you to be the kind of leader that is going to be able to help your team. Now I want to ask you an important question, and if you allow me to use an analogy here, this is an analogy about fishing, and I hope it makes sense to you. But if you could imagine your business, and here you are with your primary business, whatever it is, and we'll just put it as your biz, okay? And you go out and you talk to people, or in this case, the person is fishing in a boat with one line, okay? And that's what happens with most people. They focus on their business. They try to share it with as many people as possible, which is good because I'm sure, like I do, you have many good products or services, and you want to share them with people. You want to help people. Now, what if there was a better way? What if you could do your biz? You could help many people share your product or service, but you could also share many different things. What if you could provide more leadership to your team and generate income in many different ways? Which one would make more sense? What if you could have your cake and eat it too, in this case? What if you could do both? Well, to me, obviously, it made more sense to do this one over here, which is why I'm talking to you about it. I'm suggesting the benefits of that and why you'd want to consider this system. To be honest with you, this system has produced many hundreds of multi 6 and 7 figure earners. I'm going to share some of those with you at the end of this module, some specific examples of people who I've studied that have been able to create massive incomes by using this simple theory. Now, if you're like me, you've heard some of the war stories from veteran marketers who have talked about companies that have either folded or changed. Okay, things have changed in the comp plan or the product or both or the leadership or whatever's going on, and for some reason things change, people are not in it any longer, or maybe even the business closes. Now that'd be the worst thing that could happen to some people, but you know what? If with this plan, and I'm going to come over here and label this out because it really is a plan, with this plan and you having the skills and the knowledge, it doesn't matter what happens in that one business, because remember, you're focused on your business plus different ways to generate income. So there's a safety net that happens here because you're helping many more people, you're building yourself and your teams, and you're going to have multiple streams of income, multiple ways to earn income, just like Robert Kiyosaki suggests. And that is critical, guys. I hope I'm making sense out of this. So again, if your goal is to add value to yourself or others, then this blueprint is the solution, the exact solution that you're going to want to follow because it makes sense. It does that. So why is it the best solution to be able to help yourself and other people, to be able to increase your income? Well, let me show you. Because you're going to find a system and or products that bring values to others. Now, think about this for a second. If you're looking at what business really is, if you break it down to its fundamentals, okay, you're going to find what a person or company needs, and you're going to supply a solution. And when that happens, it generates income. Now, it's a lot easier to sell something, and maybe that's not the right word, but people use it to associate with the transaction process. But if you're willing to help people and you know it's something that they need and want, then you build the relationship with people, plus you generate income. So again, you win and they win. Everybody wins in that scenario. So one of the benefits of this is not just in your team, okay, not just in your biz, but in other people's biz, okay, other people's, I'm just going to put other businesses. Everybody needs training. So you have 3 different places that you could literally generate income. So again, if you think about it, you have the one, your biz, or you can have your biz plus talking to many different people, okay, with many different ways to create income. Which one are you going to choose? Again, I hope this makes sense because to me, this was a no-brainer. This made the most sense. I could help the most people, and I could also generate the most income. So one thing I need to be clear about is at some point in this process, not in this video process, but some point in the process of your business, you're going to have to invest more in training to grow. I hope I've explained why. Again, it's all about that leadership. So this is why this is the best plan in the world, because you get to help yourself and many people build teams, that's critical, and provide leadership. You're going to build leaders, which in turn will help them help more people, and you all will win. You will all generate more income because you'll help more people. So it's a win-win. I mean, it goes both ways. Okay? Now, let me see if I can explain this a little more clearly, because you might be saying, well, I don't get it. I guess I have an understanding of what you mean, but let me clarify it for you. So here you sit at the top, and we'll just label this as you. Okay? Now let's say that you share your product or service with a few people, and they join in your business or use your products. And as you know, that creates some income coming back to you. Okay? Now maybe these people do the same thing with a few of their friends. Okay? And as you know, that generates income coming up to them, and in turn, it comes back up to you again. Makes sense, right? A model we can all relate to. Now, the struggle that most people have is that somewhere in here, this all stops. People get frustrated, they have dreams, they want to build them, but they don't know how. They get frustrated, they get stopped, they lose momentum. Whatever happens here, things go on, and for some reason, the cycle breaks down. Now, if you're lucky, you know what, maybe one person drops out of this, okay? And you know what, everybody else keeps going. And you know what, you're able to continue to create income, which is awesome. But wouldn't it be nice if you could have somebody who started and have them not stop? What if this person could keep going? What if they all could keep going? What if they could keep repeating the cycle? That would help all of these people, because ultimately you have to believe that people are better off with your product or your biz. And I believe that people definitely are better off with my products or my biz. So, I mean, it just makes a lot more sense that if you can help more people, everybody wins. So again, in this scenario, this is what we're dealing with. But here's one important part that most people miss out on. What if you were over here, okay, and you had a system in place? So let's talk, for example, we'll call it My Lead System Pro, MLSP. That's one of the training systems I'm going to share with you. So again, I found this system, and I'm going to explain the many benefits and the many people that I've connected with because of it. But again, let's say that you find a system like this. Now, what that does is it provides training, so you're able to train. It provides lead generation, so you're able to reach more people. And it also helps people provide income coming into their business. So there's 3 benefits, 3 times the benefit with this system. Now, every single person, every person on your team would benefit from this system. They just have to see the value in it and how it's going to help them and other people. So let's say that you do have some people who say, you know what, I really am impressed with My Lead System Pro. They take the $9.97 trial period for 2 weeks. 2 weeks you have access to top-notch marketing training for $9.97. That's how I started. It's an amazing system. Changed my life for sure. So again, I have people take a look at it, and you know what, people are going to look at it through you if you choose to take a look at it yourself. When you do, okay, your team is going to like it. They're going to generate income coming back to you again. So in this system, not only do you have your biz creating income, but now you have the system supporting your biz and creating income. So you have 2 times the income coming in this example, and everybody continues to win because they take the skills that they learned from the system, and it continues to funnel the skills up to other people. They help more people, and again, they generate more income in 2 ways. Now, you might be saying, well, that makes sense, Tom. I'm in. So what could be better than this? Well, let me explain. I think this is better than that equation. So again, you have people with your biz right here, and they're all sharing it. Everybody's happy in your team. So we'll just label this as your team. Oh, geez, if I could spell there, sorry. Your team. Now over here, let's say you have MLSP. So over here, your biz is generating income. We've already covered that. And let's say that income is also coming in, and your leadership is coming in for your team. So everybody's benefiting, and you have 2 sources of income. Now, what if you could talk to people in your overall business, but maybe they're not in your direct team? Maybe you meet another person in your business somewhere in the country or in the world, and you say, you know what, boy, you really might be interested in this system. Now you've helped them help their team. In addition to that, what about people in other businesses? Okay, remember, every business needs help getting their information out to people in the world. So no matter what, whether you're a realtor, whether you're a doctor, whether you're a lawyer, whether you're a pizza shop owner, it doesn't matter, whatever business you have, you can benefit from this information. So again, when you show a system to people, and I'm going to come over here and highlight that, when you show the system to these people, guess what? Income and relationships are formed back to you. So again, in this equation, everyone wins. Everyone's happy in the process, and again, you continue to generate more income. So to me, that makes the most sense, and I hope that makes sense to you. So again, if you look at the bottom of the screen here, which one would you choose? Now that you know the difference, would you choose the one biz, continue to struggle, and risk being in the 90% or more that lose their business? Or would you choose to continue to find multiple ways? Would you continue to choose multiple ways to generate income and help people? To me, it just makes more sense to do this one, to be able to help more people and to generate more income, to continue to take the training and the skills and the knowledge with me no matter where I go, so I don't depend on one system of income. That just made more sense to me, but I hope just the value in bringing to your team and to yourself in this equation right here, I hope this all makes sense at the very least right here, because this is the winning solution, and that's an added benefit to be able to talk to other people outside your immediate team. Now, what are some of the systems that I've used to be able to do that? Well, again, I'm sharing some of them with you. I've already started to discuss, but My Lead System Pro. Magnetic sponsoring, that's the first program I purchased. This was number one, and it started so many things for me. Empower Network is another system. Now, there are many affiliate programs besides these systems that you can work with people like David Wood, who started the Empower Network. You can work with a guy like Ray Higdon, or Diane Hockman, or Ryan Angelo, or Mark Hoverson, or Michelle Pescasolido, or Tracy Walker, or all these people. I can keep going. Tim Irway, Jonathan Budd, Frank Kern. You can keep going. All these different marketers who are constantly growing and helping people. So you might be saying, okay, well, these are great marketers maybe, I don't know them, but the systems that you're talking about, that makes sense to me. So maybe I'd be interested in becoming an affiliate. So an affiliate is someone who is paid to market other people's products or services, which in turn helps them and their team training and learn more and generate income. So it's a win-win for everyone. Now, to me, again, this is the smart choice. This is why I'm so excited about this, because I can help people in my biz. Again, not taking focus away from your primary business, but it's in support of that. You can work your business or businesses, you can help more people, and you can help your team. You can provide that leadership. And again, as I said before, it makes 1,000 times more sense to be able to help anybody that I bring into my business become a leader, rather than have them come in, dedicate their time and their money, and then end up being frustrated in failure because I didn't provide the leadership and because they didn't have the blueprint to follow for success. So again, this is all about what we talked about in Module 1. It's not knowing everything, but it's showing people where to find the answers. Showing the answers. And that's what this is all about. That's why it's a smart choice. Okay? So here's the proof behind why I chose some of these programs. Again, up here is a gentleman named Mike Dillard. Okay? Mike Dillard. And he started Magnetic Sponsoring. So what you don't know about Mike is this, is that at one point he was a waiter, he was struggling in school, he was broke, he had spent a ton of money. He had spent, $10,000 in trainings, maybe it was more, I'm not even sure. So $10,000 in trainings, tons of time, he was very frustrated, and then he started to look at what wasn't working. He started to look at marketers where things were working, and then he developed this system of magnetic sponsoring and attraction marketing. Again, as I told you before, that was the first course I purchased. I spent $50, and you know what? It was a life changer because it introduced me to My Lead System Pro. I came across My Lead System Pro through Mike Dillard. I had found some other resources from him, and I was introduced to this system, and it blew me away. And again, magnetic sponsoring started it all with the foundation, which again I talked about in Module 1. It's the way you look at things. There's no way I could pack all the training and all the information that I learned from these people in this time and actually have you be willing to look at it some more, because it would take up so much time. So again, this is critical, but understand that that was my first investment in myself in terms of training and resources. Then I looked at My Lead System Pro. And again, you know what? I was introduced to it, and everything that I'm going to share with you started off from here. And again, you know what? It was so simple. It was a $9.97 for the first 2 weeks, and I had access to all their trainings, their libraries, all these things. I could start generating leads. It was just phenomenal. A definite game changer. So in the process, I met, and where I was introduced through a process, talking to a gentleman named Ray Higdon. He's pictured here. Ray is a genius when it comes to prospecting and blogging. As a matter of fact, one of his courses is the Pro Blog Academy, which I purchased, and I have an affiliate link to which I'll share with you because it is such a critical course to some of the things I'm going to share with you in Module 3 and Module 4. Okay, so what you don't know about Ray is 2 years ago he was in foreclosure. He was bankrupt. Okay, as a matter of fact, his fiance, who's pictured right here, is now his wife. She actually paid his bills, his electric bill, because he lives in Florida, and she kept the power on during the times of his struggle. That was 2 years ago, and now he's a leader and he's making multiple 6- and 7-figure incomes. Ryan Angelo, this is Ryan. I want to share a little bit about him, and why I think he's so important is because he's a master at mindset. He helps people get through the right thinking, understand the foundations, and then help people connect with people in a way that helps them the most. He helps people work on ways to present information in a way that's going to help guide them towards their success. He is a great person, and again, a tremendous marketer. I've spoken to both of these gentlemen, just amazing people. David Wood, you know what, let me come back to his story because it's such a big one. Deegan Smith, let me go ahead and write his in here. Okay, this is Deegan. He is another person I've encountered through My Lead System Pro, and he is a master at prospecting. He's a master at lead generation, how to help more people. I mean, he provides tons of quality trainings, and again, a leader that I've come across through My Lead System Pro. This one over here, Diane Hockman, what an amazing person. She's got an amazing personality, a great leader. She's an affiliate master. Okay, she competes with people who are, I mean, some of these marketers I'm sharing with you, I mean, these guys are powerhouse marketers, and and Diane does some amazing things. She does it at home, she does it part-time, she's got a family she takes care of, and what an inspiration to be able to show people what's possible through training and through working through systems to be able to create that leadership to help people. And that's why these things are so critical. Now let me close with David Wood. And the reason I'm doing that is because he is one of the pivotal marketers out there today. And I came across David through My Lead System Pro, as I said, and he also founded the Empower Network, which I'll share more about in Module 3. But what's interesting about David is that at one point he was literally living in his van. He was living in a van on a beach. He was parked one evening. He had parked in a place where he couldn't, and got a ticket for it. The cops woke him up. You'll hear his story at some point. And they were banging on his window. They wrote him a ticket for his last amount of money that he had in his bank account. He was literally broke, living in a van. It wasn't down by the river, for those of you who are Chris Farley fans, but he was living in a van, and he was struggling. And his parents lent him some money for a laptop. He started working marketing and business, started learning, and you know what? He was able to become a master, and again, creating, actually through My Lead System Pro, he created over $200,000 of extra income. Let me highlight that over here. $200,000 of extra income. That's outside of his primary biz. Okay, and he's helped so many different people become multi 6- and 7-figure earners because of his systems and because of the knowledge and the compassion he shares with people to be able to help them. There's no excuses. He provides great training, and again, it's about that motivation and dedication to success. So I hope that just by showing a sample of some of these people, I mean, people who were right there, broke, experiencing some of the same struggles you and I have, or maybe even worse, and you know what, they've been able to turn their lives around. So I mean, I hope that's an inspiration, and also again, some proof that what we're talking about is totally possible, and I'm going to help you get there if you follow the systems. So let's cover up some of the things that I can't do. People talk about, I can't do these things because I can only work with my primary company. Okay, that is not true. These systems, these trainings that I'm talking about, okay, these trainings are going to enhance what you're doing with your primary company. You're going to be able to help more people and experience more success because of what you're doing in your primary company. Maybe people might say their upline told them that they can only focus on what they're teaching them. Okay, now there's two possible scenarios here that I'm going to talk about. Number one is maybe they just don't know about what we're talking about. And that's okay, because this is going to be a great opportunity for you to help them and help more people by exposing some of this, being able to share some of this knowledge and help everybody win. But if they know about it and they're still saying don't do it, you know what? I have to ask you a serious question. Why would somebody try to hold you back? Everything that we're talking about, the knowledge and the skills, are going to increase what you're doing in your primary business. You're going to help more people with your primary business. You're going to provide the leadership through these systems. Okay? Again, remember, showing people where to get the most important information that they need, and you're going to generate more income for everybody and help more people win. So I don't understand why somebody would say don't do that. So I'm hoping if you're hearing that, it's just because they don't know. In which case, that's where you're going to have to decide a plan. Are you going to go with the plan that I've laid out that really does make sense and is backed up by many, many, many successful people? Or are you going to take a chance at being one of those 90% again that don't make it because they don't do the plan? Okay, maybe you've said things like, I don't have time to do this. Okay, again, remember, whether it's part-time or full-time, it doesn't matter. You can do this. Okay, you absolutely can do this. It doesn't matter, and as long as you take action every day, do something every day, then this will not be an issue, because I'm going to show you ways to work smarter, not harder. I don't have the money. That's a legitimate one. I mean, it does take money to invest in some of these things. And you know what? I guess my point on this is you're just going to have to find the money. And I'm going to help you generate the money through some of the free trainings, through some of the steps, through some of the mentorship that I'm going to be able to offer. Sorry, let me get that out of there. I'm going to be able to offer to you if you choose to take it. I put my email and my phone number on all these pages on this website. You can find me, and I will be glad to help you if you have the courage to ask for it. Okay, it might require you to work a part-time job or to spend some more time researching some of the free trainings I'm going to provide to you. But either way, this can be fixed if you choose to do something about it. You might say, I don't know how to do some of these things. Valid point. And again, what you do is you find a mentor. You find the links, the blueprints, the patterns, the path to get these things done. You might say, you know what, I want to do them, but I'm afraid to become the leader. I don't know what I would say. I'm afraid of getting in front of a camera to do a video. You know what, that might be true. Some people experience some of these fears. But let me ask you this, which one is a bigger fear? Failing in your business, being broke financially, not being able to live your dreams, and being stuck in the rut? Or is it more a fear to be able to learn how to do these things? I promise you this, if you are committed to it, you can learn any of these things. I mean, we didn't know how to do some of the very basic things in our lives until we were shown and learned them, until we failed and then figured it out. For example, think about walking. How many times did we have to crawl and fall before we figured out how to walk? And then we stumbled, and then eventually we were able to run. It's all part of that process. And whatever the fear is, you can get over it if you have the right attitude. Are your goals, is the why more important than the fear? Okay, because there are people like myself who are willing to help you. So I hope you get the point that all of these things are excuses, but people use them to avoid the fear of having to take action. So you got to ask yourself, are you going to stop making excuses and go after your goals? And if you are, I am here to help you, along with many other people that I'm going to share with you. Okay? Now, you might be saying, okay, Tom, this makes sense. I like the plan. I like the blueprint. What's next? So the next step is, first of all, that you understand the plan and you're behind it. You understand the why. So the next plan is going to be to take action. And in Module 3, I'm going to explain all of the steps that are going to be laid out perfectly for you to be able to start taking action today. Your question might be, well, okay, now I understand I've got a business. You've explained to me the affiliate things and why I'd want to consider that. Okay, so what do I do? Now I feel like, okay, now I've got another thing I don't know how to do. I'm going to help fix that. Okay, we're going to get you from being an island out here by yourself. Even though you got a great island, people don't know about you. So we're going to have to get the information out from your island, say, hey, I'm over here, I'm helping people, I have some good things to share. And then we're going to get people to want to come in and be with you, to see what's on your island. Because remember, they're going to join you. Okay, that leadership. So I'm going to give you some hints, some things we're going to cover here in Module 3. It's going to involve working smarter. Okay, it's going to be more efficient. And it's going to be working 24/7 without you having to do the work. So maybe even while you're at your job, okay, you're still going to be working in this system. All right, even if you're sleeping, you're going to be able to work in this system. You're going to be able to make money even when you're sleeping, and I've done that. I've had people join my businesses, people I don't know, even when I was sleeping. So I promise you, you can do this. I've made money when I was golfing, when I've been fishing. I mean, I'm telling you, it's totally possible to generate income all the time. And the last hint it's going to be is that it's going to be a team approach, because we all need each other. And the more we help people, again, we increase the value, and we increase our income. We help more people. So the team approach is what we're after here. So again, I hope this all makes sense. And at this time, I'm going to thank you for being part of Module 2 and invite you to go over to Module 3, where I'm going to get started explaining the blueprint, showing you the step-by-step things you can do today to take action on the foundation that we've talked about, as well as the multiple ways to help your team and to generate income. So again, I look forward to seeing you over in Module 3.